All right, what's going on, guys? Good evening, good day, and good... Never mind. What is going on, guys? All right, here we go. Stage number 10 preview coming in hot for you guys. So recording this in the morning because, well, the ASO did us a favor and they actually released this bright and early, which is very nice. Let me get this open here so we can take a look at it. It is going to be, all right, so 6:20 Pacific Standard Time. 6:20 Pacific Standard Time is the first bike departing the special stage. Or departing the bivouac. So let's take a look at what we have got going on today for Stage 10, the preview. Oh, it's going to be another long day. Not too long. 381 miles. We know the average we've been sticking to is about roughly 400 miles. So 150 miles total liaison for these guys today. So not horribly bad. Front loaded, though. They do, if you can see there, leaving Alula all the way, all the way around to the top right of it to the DSS. You'll see that they will get a chance to fuel. You've got vehicle fuel and then also the helos. Interesting to know. I want to try and find out how many helos they have in operation for the Dakar Rally and what would be a roughly 400 mile stage that these guys are covering. So it's got to be pretty interesting to see that. We'll see if we can get some intel on that one. So anyway, all right, here we go. So first bike leaves at 6:20 p.m. Pacific Standard Time from the bivouac, and they're headed all the way over to the DSS Depart Special Stage. They will arrive there. Timing hasn't been released. Once they arrive to the DSS, they will depart. It doesn't say what the first bike is going to be, but it is a 371 kilometer special today. So about 230 miles is what these guys are going to be running. So not too horrible for them as far as the pace or as far as the range goes. 381 miles total. And on the odometer, by the time they get to the end of the stage, they will have reached 4,406 miles total. So, yeah, it's a long day. So starting list hasn't been reviewed yet or released yet. It should be any second now, of course, right when I hit finish recording. So we will find out, but usually you have a couple of hours. You got 15 minutes with the road book, and after the 15 minutes, you've got a 5-minute check where they do the final safety checks, and then after that, you are ready to go. So they do checks when you do leave the bivouac. Make sure the air vest and all of that stuff is activated. Helmet strap. It's funny how many people forget the helmet strap. Very interesting on that. It's totally random, right? But hey, it's the nerves. It's the Dakar. So that is what we have got going on today. It is 77% dirt track, 14% sand, 0% dunes, 9% stone track. So I got a feeling we're going to see some fast times out of these guys for clearing the kilometers due today for the assignment. So let's take a look at the overall standings that as we head into stage number 10 of the Dakar Rally. So if you guys saw the results show this morning, for stage number 9, here is the overall as it sits. Ricky Brabeck, your leader of the 2024 Dakar Rally in the overall standings for the motorcycles. And then Ross Branch on the Hero Motorsports Team Rally Bike, 7 minutes behind. And Adrian Van Beveren in the number 3 spot, now 11 minutes and 26 seconds with Nacho Cornejo right behind him, just under 2 minutes. So, or just over 2 minutes. So very, very interesting to see. This could be a Honda podium. That would be interesting. So many years that KTM was doing that. I don't know. That's what we're thinking. So anyway, so that is what we have got going on today for the stage. You can see there, very interesting as far as the layout of the stage goes. Nothing too horribly fancy. No more big transfer sections on this one. They should be pretty good. So leaving the bivouac, they got to make 178 kilometers worth of fuel. Once they depart the special stage at kilometer 179 is the next fuel stop and neutralization. And then after that, they're going to have to make it all the way back around to the arrived special stage. We were looking at a range of 254 kilometers for these guys. So helo fuel only at the end of the special stage. So to give you guys an idea, what we're talking about here is at the neutralization, you guys can see on the map there at 179 kilometers. From 179, they got to make it all the way back around to the bivouac where they will be able to get fuel. So that is why they have a 254 kilometer range. So 254 times 0.62. Let's see if we can drop in some quick math here so we know what we're more or less talking about. We did have, if you guys remember earlier on in the stages with Pablo Quintanilla, we did have some fuel stretch right at the beginning of the stage. I believe that was at the Corono stage or right before, where they were stretching the mileage, like getting right up to that 300K, that 300K mark. So these guys, they're being asked to travel 254 kilometers at the end of this stage on the fuel that they have on board, that they pick up at 179, looking at about 157 miles worth of fuel. So 157 miles, mostly dirt track, some sand. Shouldn't be too horrible for fuel management. But if you guys at home are riding and thinking about tooling around in the desert, 157 miles or 160 miles with a big part of that being race pace, heavy bike, full on, full throttle, it's going to get some. Listen, yeah, it's definitely not EPA estimated range kind of stuff. This thing is obviously it's a built race bike. They do have fuel management on board. I know that they do use different fuel maps when it comes time to conserve fuel, depending on the section and where it is. New bikes or newer bikes that are fly-by-wire. Even as far as I think they're introducing all this traction control stuff. I know they're introducing like speed zone limiters, so they can electronically control the speed zone and make sure they're right on the money all the way through the speed zone, which is kind of crazy. And it's only something that you could really do with the fly-by-wire bikes versus a traditional throttle cable bike. So very interesting to see the new technology and all of the stuff that is coming to the Dakar, all of the switches, all of the things. If you follow the guys on social media, I've seen a couple of posts of the different, like from Luciano, or if it's any of the guys from the Honda team. I hadn't seen one. I think it might have been Nacho. Somebody had a post that talking a little bit about what the switches do and what the bikes are capable of. But KTM's having that fuel tank switch on board, so they can go back and forth. That was one of the concerns, or one of the issues that Kyle McCoy had at the bottom of that sand dune in that bowl. If you guys saw that story, it was on the Dakar website. Where he was talking about coming down on the downside of a dune and then having some electrical issues and the fuel pumps not working, ended up being a broken switch. So very interesting to see that kind of stuff. I mean, it's crazy. And, and especially in the Malamoto class, what he is doing and tackling on this Dakar, it's revenge for last year's Dakar with the American Rally Originals with an early departure, with a leg issue. Now we're back, and now he's, working his way, hopefully getting into stage 10. Right now, as I'm recording this, he's still out on track, has not completed it yet. But once he does, and then we got a few more stages to go. So anyway, let's not go too far on this one. We are ready to go. Stage number 10. You can see it right up on the board there. And so you guys can check that out. So 77% dirt track, 14% sand, 9% stone track, and a total range by the time they get done with this, 4,406 miles. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So anyway, all right. Hope you guys are good. We will see you guys tomorrow morning.